Speaking of great fights,
Ooh, our boy Alex Caceres versus Daniel Pineda. Alex Caceres, the guy that does our intro. Bruce Leroy with a nice
Bruce Lee,
garden.
I believe he was the first active UFC fighter we ever interviewed, right?
Was he?
I think so. Because we had interviewed Chris Levin, but obviously he's retired.
Yes.
Um, I
No, Frank
think
Camacho was active.
shout out Frank Camacho. What a legend.
Yeah, shout out
You're
Frank
right.
Camacho. He was active. He was active.
Yeah.
But
But
nonetheless,
still,
Alex
second.
Caceres, super cool dude. Super cool
Yeah.
dude. So I have been a huge fan. I was a huge fan before. I'm a huge fan now, especially after we found out that he's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
But the evolution of Alex Caceres in the last
It's been
couple
so
of
good.
years, we're witnessing it.
It's been
We're
so
witnessing
good.
an evolution of a great fighter.
Someone was like, I saw on Reddit, someone was like, since when did Bruce Leroy become like must watch? And I was like, dude, he's always been must watch, win or lose.
He's
Even if
been
even if
since the
you
streets of Miami.
Yeah, I was like, even if he's losing, because he had a tough run when he started his UFC career, where he lost like more than a handful of fights. But even in those fights, they were still fun fights. You know what I
Heck
mean?
yeah, dude.
Like, it doesn't
Heck
matter if you're
yeah.
winning or losing. If you want, I want to see someone entertaining. That's Bruce Leroy. I've been a fan since
Uh,
Ultimate Fighter. That was a great season.
he
That was a
almost
great
finished
season.
him too. So
Yeah,
Caceres,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
His hands have been coming alive, man.
Hmm.
His kicks have always been money, but there's another level of aggression that I'm
Yeah,
seeing from Alex Caceres. He's not
and,
sitting and waiting a lot of times. He's trying to be first.
yeah, and there's like his fight IQ's gotten better too, where he's not like in those moments where he's having success, he doesn't like get wild. You know what I mean? Like he stays composed really well.
Are you
Um,
thinking about the liver kick?
I mean, not just that; it's little things like when Pineda would try to just go toe to toe with him in this fight, and he just sits back and then bam, the 1-2 through the pipe, and
1-2 was money
and
all night. All
yeah, and
night.
he has him up against the fence. He hits him with the 1-2. Doesn't go crazy because he hits him clean with the 1-2. Doesn't go nuts. Doesn't overexpose himself. He almost did in the third round, um, but he was able to keep himself composed and not get taken down. But it was close, and that was the difference because Bruce Leroy in the past does get taken down there, does end up on bottom for the rest of that round, and then who knows how the round goes. But
And the
not this Bruce
urgency to
Leroy.
get up. The urgency
Yeah.
to get up from Bruce Leroy, super good. But he had this one where he comes in with the right, almost like a feint, right? He extends a little bit, and then he puts
Mhm.
his entire body stepping into and
Yeah.
through the fighter with that body shot right to the midsection, and this
Yeah.
loud thud every single time he landed at. But he went to the body so much, and that's one of your favorite things is fighters
Yeah,
going to the body.
and it's great when it's already a fighter I like that does it, because I'm like, yeah, that's my boy. Because so the way this fight, also side note, I was telling you about that list that I have, that ongoing list for categories, knockouts, submissions, fights, all that stuff. This is in there for fight of the year for me, in my opinion. It probably won't get the recognition towards the end of the year that, especially we got Dustin Poirier versus Gaethje coming up, things like that.
Oh,
But this is one to hold on to for the year, because man, that first round, Bruce Leroy's in there. He's tagging him. He's in and out. Like they're going for takedowns. He's reversing takedowns. He ends up on top. He gets put in that armbar, that Pineda armbar. That I
oh
was like,
man,
damn it! I was like, this is the Bruce Leroy of the past, where he's getting a little too careless and he ends up in a bad position. Now he's getting armbar. That's the old Bruce Leroy. But then his arm goes backward. Doesn't give a fuck. Gets up. Gets out of the armbar. And I was like, yeah. And he beat him up pretty good at the end of that first round. And I
he
was like,
did.
that's a Bruce Leroy round. Pineda almost finished him with that armbar, but that's a Bruce Leroy round. And then the second round, Pineda did a fantastic job taking him down, grinding him out a little bit, and he steals the round. Uh, and I was like, oh shit, that's the split. Like
1-1.
the third round decides it. Usually, if it's 1-1 going into the third, the guy who won the second round has that momentum. He'll
Yep.
usually end up taking the third round.
Especially if it
But
was in that fashion where it's a takedown and
Mhm.
it's a grueling round and they're grinding them out. So
Yeah, but Bruce Leroy, he looked fresher. He looked in better shape. And I think it was the body shots even early, like you mentioned in the first round, where he's literally like
deposits,
his whole
deposits.
body. Yeah, exactly. There was a moment, I think it was in the third round, where Pineda went to stand up off the mat and he took his time with it. And I was like, ooh, I think he's broken a little bit.
Yep.
And then the third round started and Bruce Leroy was just up there hits him a couple times, kicks him to the
Piece him up.
body.
Bum,
I
bum.
mean, I'm not even showing these pictures. That's the second round. Normally Rich does the pictures, you know. That's the second
Oh, that's
round.
funny.
But then that body kick, dude, and Pineda just puts his hands on his hips, takes a step back, and is like, "I don't really want to be in here." I think he's like, "Oh
Yeah.
wait, no, yeah, I do." And then kept coming forward. That third round was fucking awesome because for the first like 2 minutes, it was just Pineda's a heavy bag, and it's like which one of these body shots is gonna finish this fight? And I think it was Mark Smith that was reffing this one,
Yep.
where there was a moment where he's standing there and Mark Smith's looking at him and he's like, "Go away, I'm not, I'm still in this. Go away." I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh
yeah.
shit!"
No,
And
but
that
I
last,
thought he was close to stopping it though, because when he put his hands on his hips
yeah,
to step back, I felt did Mark Smith tell him something?
he must have, because he did it a couple times where he almost just stopped, and he's like, "I'm not even in a fight right now. I'm just standing here in pain." Um,
Nuts, man.
and but that's the thing, Bruce Leroy. If he overextended himself thinking he's going to get the finish, he might get caught. Pineda was still throwing bombs. He might get taken down. He might get grounded out for the rest of that third round. But he didn't. He almost got taken down, but he was able to get up like right away and put it back on him. But man, that last like 45 seconds where Pineda's just zombie walking him down trying to throw bombs, I was like, please do not get caught in these last 30
Yeah.
seconds.
I know,
And he
man.
didn't.
I'm and there's a shot
Oh.
that Pineda had landed, but after watching the replay, it was more Bruce Leroy being off balance and taking a step
Oh, when he
back.
dropped?
Yeah. But
Mhm.
he didn't seem rocked. Like he got right back up. And
Yeah.
you mentioned Bruce Leroy being smarter after the liver kick. You see Pineda hold his side right there and step back. He's grimacing,
Mhm.
and Bruce Leroy comes in like closely. He doesn't blitz. Comes in
Yeah.
closely, and then Pineda throws a wild right from there, and then he just steps back and then comes back in. And I was like, that's exactly why he was being more cautious, because Pineda was
Yeah.
still dangerous up against the cage.
Yeah. And you can see that like the eyes from Bruce Leroy, because anytime he'd throw one of those haymakers, he was like well out of the way. He was like, he's throwing the right hand now. Okay. And he ducks it and then he rips. And I was like, man, this is when Bruce Leroy is on, he is
He's like in
very
the
fun to
Matrix, dude.
watch.
Like
Yeah.
the punches are coming in slow motion from, you know what I mean? Like he's seeing everything.
Yeah. I
He's
loved
so
it, man.
good.
What a
I know,
great
me
I
too.
mean,
So
great
happy for him.
fight. I'm glad it won fight of the night. Spoiler alert. Also, I don't know if you saw in the when he was leaving the cage, like a little girl like walked up, and I don't know what she said to him, but then he showed her his glove, and then took his shirt off and gave her his shirt, and I was like, Bruce
Damn,
Leroy
man,
is so
he's a
sick,
good
dude.
dude, man.
So cool.
Uh, so he's been on a tear though. Steven Peterson, Chase Hooper, Austin Springer, Kevin Kroom, Songwoo Choi,
Shout out Kevin Kroom.
lost to Sadiq Yusuf,
Yeah.
comes and knocks Juicy J's head off
Hmm.
with that head kick,
That was incredible.
uh, and then Daniel Pineda. I mean, he's been on a tear, man.
I mean, what is that, like seven in his last like 8 fights? He's won 7 of them, something like
One,
that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 out of 8.
Come on,
Cause math. No,
math.
no,
No,
no, we're wrong.
8
Nine,
out of
9 out
9.
of his last 10.
9 out of
9 out
his
of his
last
last 10
10.
he's won.
Come on, man.
Cause math more.
Because math. And he beat Kevin Kroom.
Yeah, and
Shout
he
out Tim
lost to
Elliott.
Crone Gracie before that to a
Mhm.
rear naked choke in that first round. But man,
Nothing to be ashamed of.
like I said, the evolution. We're
Yeah.
witnessing the evolution.
Plus, anybody who beats Kevin Kroom is a good person. Good guy.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.